Action. Action. So, here we are again. This is Michelle Lee again, the blonde, little cute blonde Michelle Lee. Cute or little, but I'm blonde anyway. So there. So anyway, tonight we are going to give the news from Terre Haute, and Michelle Lee will be your reporter. So in today's headline, the traffic lights are out at Wabash and 4th Street. This is causing a lot of confusion there, and there's, when you're supposed to treat the stop, when the traffic lights are out, you're supposed to treat it like a four-way stop, But unfortunately, people don't even know how to do a four-way stop. You got a car coming up your car, and they both keep coming to this, and they stop, and about the same time. And so what do? They don't move, So they just kind of, they get mad, So then they get out of the car and they go and they duke it out, they punch it out, and then they get back in their car and they go their separate ways. But if this happens over and over and over again, it just causes confusion. So I would recommend that either you, I would just avoid the situation. Just don't go there unless you have to. If you do, go on foot and, be careful. So anyway, in other news, there was a man from Brazil. Let's see, and this is Brazil, Indiana, of course. It's about 17 miles northeast of Terre Haute. It's not Brazil, the country. So if you go to Brazil, Indiana, there's no need to brush up on your Portuguese. You'll do fine. I have been there myself, and they speak a passable English. Not to worry. Okay. So anyway, this man from Brazil, he comes to Terre Haute, and he bites this dog. He bites this dog, a stray dog, in the neck. He probably fancied himself a vampire or a werewolf or something. But anyway, and strangely enough, the dog didn't seem to mind. So the people, they surmise that it was either a very starved for affection. He was very starved, or is he a little? Might have been a little kinky. Hard to say. Anyway, too many favors here. Anyway, they were both the dog is a sweet dog, and he was up for adoption now. But you just have to be careful when you hold him close. He nipple your neck, So if you don't mind having a hickey or whatever, But anyway, and then they put the man in obedience school for a month, or 2 months or 3, whatever it takes, So far he's been behaving well. He hasn't bitten anybody in the neck there yet, so we're happy to say that. So anyway, that's about. And now in weather news. I was taken into custody. He bursts out in port. He does burst out in port. Out of the weather. Tomorrow it will be either sunny or. I should read. This is a pretty good script, actually. Just read from the script. Traffic lights are out on Wabash and 4th Street, causing a lot of confusion in that area. Remember, treat the intersection as a four-way stop before or just avoid going there. Now, with a four-way stop, you have to get you come to a stop, and then this guy stop and this guy stop, and then you got to decide who goes first. Now that's the tricky part, because it depends on which way they're going. But if they're going straight, it wouldn't really matter. But if they're going to turn into one another, then it would matter. So, but it's kind of a mano a mano. So sometimes they get out and they like in a road rage, they duke it out, and then they get back in their cars and go. So anyway, that's be careful. Just avoid going in. But anyway, in other news, a man from Brazil, not the country, Brazil, but Brazil, Indiana, town 17 miles northeast of Boston, where I know from personal experience, they speak a passable English. So if you're going to Brazil, Indiana, there's no need to brush up in your Portuguese. Anyway, this is a man from Brazil came to Terre Haute and was seen biting a stray dog at his neck of all things. The neck of all things. He must have fancied himself a vampire or a werewolf, is all we can surmise. Surprisingly, according to from eyewitnesses, that dog didn't seem to mind. Animal rescue agents tell us that the dog was either terribly starved for any kind of affection, attention, or was possibly a bit kinky. Kinky herself, and it is hard to say. Dog was taken to a shelter and is up for adoption. He's a very sweet and loving Siberian husky, but likes to nibble on your neck when held, it says. The man was taken into custody and treated for fur mouth, it said. He was sentenced to 3 months of obedience school, where here he's progressing nicely, though he was occasional outbursts of Portuguese. A sad case. Finally, in the weather tomorrow, it will either be sunny and cold or hot and rain. We don't know which. Frankly, we haven't been right for 50 years, so why start now, right? Just stick your nose out the window, like Bob Dylan says, if you don't need a weatherman to tell which way the wind is blowing. So what's one I hear? What? There's late breaking news. Where did this come from? Traffic lights are out all over Wabash and Ohio and Walnut and Poplar and all over town. It's like the lights are on strike. It's mess out there, folks. Stay home and have another glass of wine. And that's the news for tonight. Peace. Well, that's not bad. And that's it. I'm sorry. I'm sure. Oh, we're on the air? Oh. Hey, anybody here? Oh, you're on the air. Oh, okay. Okay, turn on that.